be a competition like Heroes of Cosplay is made it out to be. It's supposed to be something fun. It's not supposed to be competitive. It's not supposed to be, I'm better than you. You're not supposed to one-up people in it.
Not to say that cosplay competitions are not a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome to be competitive in doing something you love, but do not turn it into something that is completely competitive. If you're a brand new cosplayer and it's your first time making a costume, or you commission something, or it's just a cheapy Halloween costume and you decide to wear it to a con, awesome. Go ahead. Feel good about yourself. Do not let someone else tear you down simply because they don't think your costume is up to standards.
Has anyone here ever experienced cosplay hate firsthand?
You want to tell us about it?
Basically, I wear like crop tops and stuff like that for like casual cosplays, and like, or I wear like shorter skirts for like my magical girl cosplay.
Kind of like closet cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, with magical cosplays, like my Madoka is very short.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not exactly hate, but it is most definitely slut shaming. And I get called out like, nice legs, or they're like, is that for a holiday or something? Or like they're just like making comments, or like they look up and down at you and then they give you the dirty look and it's like, thanks. Or like at Youmacon, I was in, it wasn't even short or anything, it wasn't revealing, and I still got catcalled.
There wasn't a lot at like
especially Youmacon. Like at Shudokan, I haven't noticed it much.
Well, at Youmacon there's drinking and there's older
definitely.
people.
And I got followed around at Youmacon. I also got followed around at Shudokan 2012, and that's always really scary.
See, when things like that happens, you need to find a safe place. You need to find someone in charge. You need to be with people who you feel safe around. Kind of like at Shudokan this year, you kind of hung out with us because those guys were creeping on you.
Like, I got out of the car for Shudokan, like, I'm just getting my luggage out, and there's these guys on a bike rolling past me, and then they're like, hey, what's this? And they just kept talking to me, even though I was clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah. Enter Scream Queen cosplay into the rescue.
Into the rescue, yeah.
I remember that.
I had something similar happen to me at Youmacon, where this guy kept following me around because he wanted my pictures when I was in Kyoko, and then he proceeded to make inappropriate comments about it, and I was like, please don't do that.
I mean, if you're cosplaying as a character that is like directly sexual, yes, you can perfect example. But I mean, you can expect some off-color comments.
Yeah.
It's to be expected. But when people take it to a level that's harassment, that's not okay. And along with slut shaming like that, I mean, there's skinny shaming, there's fat shaming. I have had very, very personal issues with fat shaming because I am a plus size girl. I mean, I'm a size 18. And a lot of people think that unless you're a size 6 or below, you should not cosplay. And to that, I say screw you, because everyone can cosplay. It doesn't matter if you're a size 1. It doesn't matter if you're a size 22. You can cosplay. Just wear clothes for your body shape. And even if you wear something that is a little bit more revealing and you're bigger, if you feel comfortable, rock it.
Do what you want to do and not what others want to do.
If it makes someone else feel uncomfortable, that's their problem, not yours.
Alright, and someone else had said? I mean, you don't have to share if you don't want to, but...
Well, it was kind of adding on to the fat shaming thing.
Let's see. Something else that, like, both of us we both experienced cosplay hate firsthand. We know some of you guys have experienced it firsthand. There are ways to help kind of bring more positivity to the negativity. If there is an issue that pops up at a con, a lot of cons are slowly starting to revert to safe space. Not a lot, but very slowly. Some of them are. For example, Shudokan did that.
Shudokan's completely safe space.
Comparing Shudokon to Youmacon, I have noticed that with the smaller size conventions, there's not as much cosplay hate as there is at the bigger conventions. I see it all the time. Yeah, like there's still it's still there.
Always going to be trolls, and just saying, just because we are Michigan trolls and live under the bridge, being an internet troll is not okay. Not okay.
Don't do that.
Do not be an internet troll because it breeds hate, it breeds mistrust among the cosplay communities, and it basically just makes you look like a huge dick.
Yeah. Something else that I've noticed too is with Tumblr is not that good of an example for cosplaying. I have noticed that a lot, especially with the Steven Universe fandom.
Very
a lot
toxic.
with League of Legends. I was a little bit surprised. I went on the League of Legends tag the other day actually, and I was looking at a bunch of Jinx cosplayers, and there's one that was a little bit heavier set. And immediately someone said, no, she is to be toothpick skinny, don't cosplay her. If we see you cosplaying her again, you're going to get this tidal wave of hate. And I was like, that is unacceptable.
Can I interject with that? Guys, I cosplay as Usopp. If you know what One Piece is, Usopp is toothpick skinny. Now, if you wanted to be that skinny, you would have to starve yourself for like a month.
You'd have to have 6 ribs removed.
One Piece has unrealistic body types. I think we can
All
agree.
anime.
Yeah,
has
all
unrealistic
anime has
body types.
unrealistic body type. One Piece is a little bit bad with it because I don't think that a girl is gonna have this skinny of a waist.
Not to mention,
Unless they're like a baby.
I think someone did a breakdown of what the actual measurements of a traditional anime woman is.
Yeah.
The bust size is usually like a 44D, with a waist that's probably a size 2,
Yeah.
and hips that are probably about 30 inches wide. So basically it's like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Like
Not
an
realistic.
extremely exaggerated hourglass. And
not even
no
Jafar is that big of an hour.
No.
Yeah, I do feel like
no woman has that shape. No men have the shape of anime men.
yeah.
Bara,
Because a lot of them are like freakishly unrealistically represented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not gonna happen.
And that's the thing is that if you see a character that looks, you're like, yeah, I want to look like this, and I would love to like work out and go and like, yeah, if you want to work out to maybe try to get toned up, or let's say it's a muscular character, like I don't have muscles and Bora has some muscles. I think it's kind of obvious, but I mean, there's nothing really I can do about it besides working out. But I mean, there are people who are like, I'm gonna work out for cosplay, which is great because working out can also benefit you health-wise. Something else that
Do it for you, not
yeah,
because
don't do
someone told
it.
you to.
Yeah, exactly. That's not what cosplaying is meant to be. You are to make yourself happy. You cosplay the characters that you love. Cosplay the character that you relate. Like I've noticed a lot of people like to relate to characters. If you relate to that character, if you love that character and you feel like I can rock that cosplay, wear it, do it, show it off at a cosplay contest, show it off to the world. That's the cosplay that you made, or even if you bought it and you just love this character to death. Like one of my dream cosplays is Aqua, and I'm gonna rock it because I love that character so much.
One of my dream characters to cosplay is Ryoko from Kill la Kill. Camel Toe the
I will
anime.
be
I'm sorry.
Your Mako.
You can be my Mako. But I do not have the body type that is normally seen for that type of character. Do I care? Not really. Do I want to tone up a little bit before I cosplay character? Yes, I do. I want to tone up before I wear something that revealing. But that is my choice. That's not because the internet tells me I have to be skinny to cosplay a certain character. That's my choice.
And it does suck a little bit when a cosplayer decides I'm gonna work out and tone up, and even if it's just for I want to do it for health reasons, or I'm not specifically doing it for cosplay, they go through and suddenly get a bunch of hate for it.
And back to like the fat shaming and the skinny shaming.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen a lot of skinny shaming, and it's like you think if you're skinny, you're good. No. Cosplay cosplay people, they don't care. If you did something wrong, they're gonna rip you apart, and it's not cool. Because I actually saw a Jinx cosplayer. She was gorgeous. She was fit. She was, honestly, she was perfect.
Like,
I would have dated her if
basically.
I was gay. I would have dated her. I would have been like, give me your number right now. I heard some guy walk up to her and he's like, you can't be Jinx because your boobs aren't big enough. I'm sorry.
Jinx is actually,
has the smallest
from what
boobs in
we've
the
noticed,
Yeah, I know. And I'm like,
Isn't she
wait.
like 12?
It's like, wait, one, Jinx doesn't have boobs, and her boobs are perfect. Why are you hating on boobs? Boobs are awesome.
yeah.
I mean, like, really? It's like you
Something
one,
else.
you're
like,
inaccurate.
Yeah.
And two, you're just
You're a creep.
You're a creep,
Don't
and you're
point
you're
out,
trying to
especially that
nitpick.
form of body type on someone. Don't point that out to them, because I mean, someone could get self-conscious about themselves or anything.
I've also noticed when younger people start in the cosplay community, it gives like a lot of self-esteem problems. Like I started when I was 11, and until now, I just got like really good self-esteem, and like that really messes people up, especially if you get a lot of cosplay hate. Like mine was mostly slut shaming, but I also got like, that doesn't fit your body type, or you can't cosplay this male character because you're too curvy, and it's like, fight me.
Yes.
Fight me.
Yeah.
Gender bending and
Fight me
cosplay also gets
Totally
a
gonna
lot of
point the guy who
issues.
was
And it
sitting right
also
there.
is very sad to see famous people not agree with crossplay, because
Yaya
a lot
Honda.
of people, yes, Yaya Honda specifically. I personally do not feel she is the best role model. I mean, I enjoy her craftsmanship. I love the costumes she makes. But
Well, she was on
personally-
Heroes of Cosplay.
Yes.
What do you expect?
But personally, as a cosplayer, I don't think she's that good of a person.
I look at it this
Because
way.
of the way that she is about her views on cosplay.
I have met her in person at DragonCon. She's beautiful. She's talented. She is not a good person. She is not nice. She is very rude to plus size cosplayers, to gender bent cosplayers, and to crossplay cosplayers. I actually saw her talking to a character who was crosplaying as a female, and he was a man. As soon as she found out it was a boy in that cosplay, she turned around and walked away.
It's just
That is the type of thing that's not cool.
And a lot of cosplayers, besides people who are cos famous, do that. It's like, oh, you're doing this. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Like, actually, I've noticed, like, I have a lot of friends who identify as boys and they cosplay and girl outfits, and, like, I was with this guy just started talking to me at Shudo, and he was like, it just makes me uncomfortable seeing boys in girl clothes, and I'm like,
It's like,
Side eye.
That's your problem.
yeah. Also,
That's-
fight me, and just
It'd be like, shh, go sleep.
yeah.
But
Go sleep.
something that is important, and it's to know, everyone here is allowed to cosplay whatever they want.
Oh, yeah.
You are your own person. You cosplay what you want. If you're, I mean, it's okay to feel self-conscious, but don't let other people make you feel self-conscious.
You know what I see a lot of hate in the cosplay community? People who make their costumes as opposed to people who buy their costumes.
Yes.
I noticed
That
that,
is
a
a
lot.
very
I
big
kind
one.
of go in between. Like I do this.
I-
I'll buy a little bit of pieces and then I'll.
See, I do
I
literally
thrift.
all of it.
That's what I
Yeah.
do. I
Like the
thrift.
top that you have.
Yeah,
Did you
thrifting.
just like cut the
Yeah,
tie and cut
this
the
is
sleeves
literally
off?
just a compression shirt from Dumb Sports that I sewn
Dom
together.
sports.
I do a little bit of everything. I've bought costumes. I've made costumes. I've altered costumes. Like, I will buy pieces and I will add to them. People have said that if you don't make your own cosplay costume,
You're not a real
you're not a
cosplayer.
real cosplayer.
Which is
Which is bull. If you put on a
these
costume
sites
and you
wouldn't
go
be
to a
out
con,
there.
you are a
to-
cosplayer.
Yeah, like these sites wouldn't be out there if people weren't wanting to cosplay in the first place. So like they're here for a reason. They're here for people to buy their material because either some people aren't skilled enough, some people just don't have the money to go out and spend $50 on a bunch of fabric.
Or they don't have
Like,
the
I'm
time.
guilty
I
of.
mean, I work 2 jobs and I still try and make time to do stuff. But if I don't have the time to do something, yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that. There is nothing wrong with that.
Speaking of which, the butt cape you made, was that made entirely from scratch? I think I missed
Yes,
that part.
this
on
was
Facebook.
entirely-
Okay.
Yes, this is entirely made from scratch.
Yeah, I missed that part. on
Fabric,
Facebook.
and then most of it's fabric glued though, because in it's like it holds up a lot better. That's something also I've noticed is comparing different skills with people. Like, for example, like there could be someone that does like double, because mine's not double. This isn't double fabric. It's just one, but it's because doubled I'd probably like overheats. But other Torah cosplayers could think, why isn't she doubling her fabric? I don't always double my fabric because it's a comfort thing for me.
Why do they give a shit?
This isn't really like a hate thing, but my first actual cosplay, like that I had done at a con, it was entirely thrifted. I had gone to Shudo last year as my first con as Asahina from Danganronpa. The entire thing was thrifted, except for the wig, obviously. But I styled that myself. Like it was a full wig. I didn't have a ponytail clip or anything. That was fun. And like I got like 15 pictures taken of me, and I'm like, wow. That feels great.
Plus, now which character was it?
Asahina.
Asahina. Plus, you don't see a lot of Asahina cosplayers either.
Yeah.
And it's something, that's another thing I've noticed is that, let's say, for example, I'm trying to think of a character that not everyone would cosplay.
Genkaku from Dead Man Wonderland.
Yamcha.
Yeah, like, you think of these characters that not a lot of people are going to cosplay.
Or the obscure characters.
Yeah, the more obscure characters from obscure animes. And let's say so-and-so sees so-and-so in the same costume as them and starts giving them hate because they're wearing the same thing. So what?
Or like if
Who
someone
cares?
comes up to you at a con and be like, say you're Madoka, and they come up to you and they're like, oh my god, your Madoka is so much better than this other one I saw.
Yeah.
That's
Unacceptable.
That's not cool at all.
Not good. You need to
I
be
had
like,
people do that
thank
when I
you
was
for
in
your
the
compliment, but don't put down someone else's cosplay just because you think someone else's is better.
There was this picture though. Your Yang cosplay is like really good.
Yeah, like, and that's okay to say. It's like, wow, your cosplay's really good. Like, just don't put everybody down.
There's nothing wrong with accepting a compliment. There's nothing wrong
I
with
had
giving
other
a compliment.
people say that
as long
to
as
me.
you're not putting down someone else's work in the putting up of someone else's.
There was this one picture that I saw that actually sums up my picture. It sums up my thoughts entirely on cosplay positivity, and it was this girl, like grown up like you, dressed up as a character, and then she sees like a little kid dressed up as the same character, but it was like shitty, quote unquote.
Yeah, like it was not as advanced as something else.
And the grown up pulls out her camera and says, "I love your costume. Can I take a picture of it?" And that's how it should be.
That's how it should
Exactly.
be.
You know, like when I start getting really big into cosplay and going to cons, like if I'm cosplaying a character, like say at Yomicon, like if I see a little Genkaku, I'm gonna be like, I have to get a picture with this little Genkaku because little
I
Genkaku
sure
is
caught
big.
him.
Like when I cosplayed Princess Celestia, I had little girls coming up to me as Twilight, like, can I take my picture with them? Like, of course.
I had the same thing when I was Queen Chrysalis.
Be
I had
positive
little
toward
girls
younger
coming up to me,
cosplayers.
and
Use
my
that
friend
same
who was
wig.
Princess Cadence, they're like, "Oh my gosh, can we
Yeah,
have a
this is
picture?"
the same way.
Yeah, this is the Queen Chrysalis wig. So.
And I will admit, I do get a little bit egotistical when it comes to my costumes.
Yeah.
Like, even though most of it's thrifted, I have like handmade some of my costumes. Like,
There's nothing wrong with being proud of something you've made.
but like,
Exactly.
you'll get people who like are in these really extravagant costumes, but they either bought it or commissioned, and they get all. And they're like, I could tell they thrifted that or whatever. And I was like, well, at least I made mine, you fuck.
And honestly,
I mean, I shouldn't think like that,
even
but
that
still.
is toxic to the
Like
community. It's
I said, I shouldn't
yes,
think like
if
that.
someone's rude to you, the automatic response is to be rude back. We
Yeah.
need to stomp that out because
Yeah.
it's not good